Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 166th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing our new book, WokeNFree, 86 Facts of Life. Ugh, isn't it amazing? It's like one of our greatest triumphs.
I'm very excited about this episode.
It is. I can totally tell by your disinterested voice. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's going to be good, guys.
I'm trying to send mixed messages.
100%, guys. We're still working on the acting routine. So,
all right.
With that, let's get to my favorite time of the day, which is my monologue. So,
that's our favorite time, by the way.
Always. So, if you have downloaded the episode through going to WokeNFree.com and downloading it through the Podbean app, you are amazing. Applaud yourself, because that is the greatest number one way to support the show. But secondly, it's how you join the conversation. So if you download the episode, then that means you have the app that allows you to put in the comments to the episode. So you can tell us if you got the book, if you've read it. If you got the book, you absolutely have to read it immediately. And it's a really quick read. That's why we love our book so much. It's just a great way to get some reading in and get some really good insight and wisdom and several chuckles, because it's quite funny, if you ask me or you. But go figure, we wrote it.
Sure.
And then, of course, if you're like, Tosh, I love you, I need you, you're amazing. Ugh, guys, thank you. Thank you for this love and adoration. Always, right back at you, booze. But you, for some reason, can't download another app on your phone, then please make sure that you are subscribed to the show and you're following and you're liking it, on whatever platform you're catching this on. So we have quite a bit of subscribers and people who catch the show every week on like iTunes, or people who are catching this on TuneIn or Stitcher or Google Play, through our YouTube channel or our SoundCloud account. And then, of course, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're on like 30 plus different platforms. So make sure that, again, you're subscribed and you're following the show on whatever platform you're catching this on. Now, when it comes to sharing is always caring, absent COVID-19, racism, bigotry. I mean, any of those like things.
Chickenpox.
Correct. Things that harm human beings, things that, one could call damnation, things like that. So try not to do that.
You can't add that one in there, because that's debatable. What's damnation and what's not.
I know. It tickles your feather a little bit.
It tickles everyone's feather.
Okay, then. But what we can share is we can share this episode, and we can share out the book, WokeNFree, 86 Facts of Life, guys. So make sure you do that. And why do you want to do that? Because for things that you like and love, what do? You share it. So we're not asking you to do anything that you weren't already going to do. So thank you for being your amazing selves. Now, when it comes to social media, you can always talk to us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. There's some fabulous content on there, if you ask me. And then, of course, Pinterest at WokeNFree. And then if you have 90 seconds, yes, 90 seconds. This whole monologue was more than that. You can definitely review the show and also make white rice in the microwave, which is amazing. Just Shout out to that. And you can review the show again on any of the platforms you're catching this on. So easy way to pick a place is to go to WokeNFree.com, go to the listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice that you want to review the show at. Scene end.
Good job.
Grazie.
Each week, we like to share a little bit about us before we dive into the topic for the episode. Last week, we asked, would you rather have lunch with an influential billionaire or with your favorite celebrity? This week, we're asking, would you rather have a jacuzzi in your bedroom or a secret room in your house?
Wow, what another wonderful question that really, for me, does a tug between my heart and my mind, right? So my heart says, go with the jacuzzi because, hello, that sounds like a good time. Thank you. But my mind says, hey, secret room in the house. Have you seen The Panic Room with Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart? Might be helpful, especially if the apocalypse is upon us, to have a secret room that I could survive in. So ultimately, between my heart and my mind, I typically always go with my mind because your heart can betray you and your mind usually doesn't, as long as, one is taking all their appropriate medications.
All right, hopefully.
And vitamins.
I don't agree with that, but
and meditation regimen.
I tell you, the mind betrays you all the time, so I don't know.
Your mind does, but I think your emotions can get away with you, as we talk about in the book as well. So, between your mind and your heart, I still say go with your mind. But there are circumstances where you might have to utilize both. And in this circumstance, I think for me, similar to the billionaire versus the celebrity, shout out to Michael B. Jordan again.
Oh, nice. Shout out.
The love is real. I go with the secret panic, the secret panic room, the secret room.
All right.
What's your choice?
I actually agree with that, and I don't go by heart or mind or gut. I just go by the panic room or the secret room. Now you have me saying panic room.
Yeah.
The secret room is nice because guess what? The secret room could have anything you wanted. It could have a jacuzzi.
Oh, good point. That's a nice.
So I would throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then nobody even knows you have the jacuzzi.
Oh, so nice. So you can have a secret room with the jacuzzi, so you can do secret things in there.
Well, there's nothing secret that happens in jacuzzis.
Oh,
only good things.
Okay,
only good things happen in jacuzzi.
With
you get warm
with people.
Well, I mean, you could be by yourself in a jacuzzi.
Oh, snap!
You can. It's nice and warm and bubbly.
Oh, you're talking smack already? Oh,
no, I'm talking about the jacuzzi.
Ooh.
And I'm talking about how secret room is great because look, no one's even there. It's whoever's in the secret room and no one else has to know about it.
Listen, don't threaten me with a good
So,
time.
like if people come to your house and like, hey, I got to check out your jacuzzi. They won't even know you have the jacuzzi because it's in the secret room.
But they might hear you if you're having too much of a good time with yourself in that
jacuzzi.
jacuzzi.
Because the jets could be splashing you in the back and making loud sounds.
Oh, snap.
That can happen.
You would know, eh?
How would I know?
Okay.
I mean, I've been in a jacuzzi. Yeah, a lot of people been in hot tubs, jacuzzi, whatever you want to call it. But just go with the secret room. I think it's more economical.
Now that you say it, now I'm
practical.
Completely against it.
Well, what if there's a closet in there? Then you wouldn't be against it.
Now we're talking. Yes, like Sex in the City
you have
style.
Your secret clothes in there
shoes
that people don't even know about.
Clothes.
Yeah, you can have secret clothes.
Oh, be still my heart. It's so amazing. I can't. Stop it. You're speaking my love language. I love that.
I mean, life is all about having different things that you need, right? So I think you need a secret room. But do you need to know anything else about life?
Nice transition.
Besides having a secret room.
What about the 86 Facts of Life?
Well, what is this 86 Facts of Life even about? This is a book, I hear. That you wrote this is a book.
with me. Yeah, correct. Okay. So it's our first book that we wrote together where we share 86 facts of life based on things that we live and adhere to in our own lives and also things that we've observed. Now, granted, we are not 86,000 years old and there's so much more to learn in life. But as you learn, I think the greatest thing you can ever do in life as an influencer, as a content creator is to give back and to share your wisdom and knowledge. And so this is what this is. It's a moment in time where we're taking 86 particular facts of life. And if they want to understand why 86, they got to get the book. So go to WokeNFree.com and we briefly share that. And then you would also know why 86 is important to us if you go to WokeNFree.com. We have a whole page on it as well. But ultimately, it's an opportunity to gain wisdom and insight about life things that you may or may not already know and also have not thought about from our perspective because you guys aren't us. So I think it will make you laugh. It will make you think, which are two of the most important things you can ever do on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's a great description of it. A good summary.
Thank you.
The book that we wrote, it's formed of tips, and there's 86 tips in there that you could apply to different parts of your life. And, some of them you might not get because maybe you're not privy to it. So we have some technology tips in there, but you'll know to step your game up now after reading it. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
You understand that there is some importance from it, and you might be interested to do some research on it too. So I think that it's a nice read, and you'll hear some things that you probably didn't think of yourself or didn't even think that's how you could approach life. And
Absolutely.
It's also by your favorite podcasters. So
hello.
You get to know a little bit you get insight into our minds as well.
Absolutely. Exactly. So if you want more, if you're craving more of Tasha and Khalil, this is your opportunity for a very affordable price. So
that's also good.
Yeah, it's super cheap because it's a really great, quick read. So we are out here giving you guys what you need for an affordable price. What you waiting for? WokeNFree.com. Pick up a copy today. It's in this episode. It's also on the homepage every single time you visit it, guys.
Well, what's your favorite fact or tip that we share in the book?
Yeah, so there's a lot, but for me, I would definitely go to number 47, which is every limiting belief you have about yourself lives only in your head. Don't believe the hype. I love that because, you know, we live in a world where people will try to make you be the villain of your own story, and you are the person doing that, or other people externally are doing it. And you have to really understand when it comes to how you view your life and how you view opportunity, that anything is possible and that specifically you can do anything that you want to in your life. And as a coach, as a person who's been a leader in multiple organizations, in multiple roles in my life, constantly, that is what I face on a daily basis, interacting with people who refuse to see the glory within themselves, who refuse to see the opportunities right in front of them, only because they refuse to stop seeing limitations surrounding them, really choking them out. And sometimes it gets the best of people, right? We wonder why people sometimes take their lives, or why people refuse to live a life of glory and amazement, is because they fell into this abyss of limitation and self-destruction. And when you realize that these are falsehoods that exist only in your mind, then you are free in a way that you never could be before. So that would definitely be my favorite tip. And if you could apply it, you are on your way to a life of endless joy and limitless opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, if you follow that tip, then you won't be left out in the dust when sometimes there's an opportunity and you just don't even think it's for you because you're like, that's impossible, you know. I never did anything to deserve that. So, but that's all you. And then you miss out. There's a lot of missed opportunities that happen because people think there's no way that could be for me. Like this is not, it's not for me. There's something wrong here. Like they make up some excuse where it's like, this is what you wanted, right? I mean, just go for it. Don't make up excuses. Don't have the imposter syndrome going on. That's not that's not gonna help you. That's just, you're limiting yourself right there. Don't do that. So that definitely, I like that tip. I mean, I like a lot of the stuff in the book though.
Absolutely.
It was actually hard for me to choose.
It was super hard, yeah. It
was difficult. I mean, I had to come down to number 16 though in the end, because this is one of like my life philosophies that I've started kind of like recently, and that's, if you believe something in your mind, then it becomes your reality, whether or not it is actually true. And I just like this tip because it's just a reference back to the law of attraction, which, like I was saying before, that's one of my life philosophies, because if you attract, you can attract things into your life. So even if it's not something that seems possible, you can actually make it come true. That's how we have extraordinary things happen. I don't think people are just going around and, you know, making things happen. I think you visualize it first and maybe you have a dream about it, something like that. And then it comes to fruition. I don't think it's just like random. I think you do have to actually believe that it can happen.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to, of all of the 86 facts that we shared, which fact has impacted your life the most so far at this point in your life?
So this is so far, but I guess I've only come to the conclusion maybe this year, between this year and last year, and it's number 73. 99.9% of what you learn in school never compares to what you learn in life. Yeah, I didn't actually know how much I didn't know. And it's funny because we were always like hinted that of the miseducation of school and how you have to kind of like work a job. You can't really be taught about how to do it. You have to have you have to have your hands on it to learn about it. But I didn't realize there was like so much more out there that I wasn't learning and I never knew about. There's so much information on history is one thing. Like I'm doing a lot of research and finding out a whole bunch of stuff and how we got to the point we are now in society. Now it kind of makes it clear, because sometimes you wonder, why are things the way they are? Like, why is there racism? But there's actually a root to it, which is a very interesting subject. So that's why I like this tip, because I didn't know that there really is a lot that we don't know, and school doesn't teach us. It never does.
You are listening to Woke and Free.
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 A podcast that keeps it real and honest.
Absolutely. That's a very powerful tip indeed. For me, I would say the biggest fact so far that has impacted my life the most comes down to number 24, which is you will never please everyone, so please don't try to. I choose this one because growing up I have siblings, but I grew up as an only child. And so for me, and I only harp on that because that's the context, right? Like your history frames kind of gives you that framework and then you can move past it. But the framework growing up was constantly me trying to like prove my value and worth to others. So I would always try to be the best student I could be because that was the expectation as a firstborn Jamaican American born in America, right? You have no excuses. You're supposed to run the world. What's your problem if you don't? And so I was constantly trying to be great for the teachers and make my teachers happy. But then in turn, as you know, when kids do that, what does that then do with kids their own peers? Then you're the nerdy kid and then the other kids don't like you because you're the too good. There's like a name for that.
You're not saying the goody two shoes.
Goody two shoes,
oh,
you know,
really?
And so then people don't like that. And then you try to be funny and get back in the cool kid circle, but then you upset the teachers. And so that was one frame of my life where it was just upsetting to try to figure out how do you please both students and teachers? You can't. Then you get older, right? And you try to figure out, okay, well, what do guys want? What do girls need? And how do you make sense of that? And it's, you can't. And so you're constantly faced in different stages of your life, these opportunities, paradoxes really, where you can't please everyone. And so the minute that I said, you know what, I'm here to please me. And that's about it. Me, myself, and I. And how that fits into us and how that fits into the world, great, we shall see. But at the end of the day, I'm done trying to please others because I'm never going to be able to please everyone. So I have to stop because it's the equivalent of running into a wall over and over again. You can't, because even at your best, it could still be not enough for someone. And at your worst, it could still not be like totally, the worst for someone else. Like you're never enough for anyone else. So you have to just be enough for you. And learning that has helped me frame a new narrative of like, what does Natasha want? What does Natasha need? What does Natasha like? And how does that version of me fit within the world I live in? And if it doesn't work with others, then those people don't need to be in my life. And if it does work with you, I'll love you to the end of time, right? Because if you happen to be in my network, I have a giant heart. I will love you to the end of time, but I cannot try to be a version of myself for others that is not authentic to who I am on the inside. So that was my tip. And that's something, again, that I recognize through my own narrative and kind of the deconstruction of Natasha is going to be whoever the frick Natasha is going to be. And I have to please me, and I could give two rats behinds how that affects other people because I have good morals, right? So who I'm going to be is not going to be offensive or harm other people with intention like that because that's not who I am as a person. Yeah, but I do have to do me, right? And so I do have to be my crazy, loud, laughing, hilarious, intellectual, creative self. And if you can't rock with that, then that's your loss. And I have to let other people lose. And that was also hard. Like, oh no, nope. You have to do you. And it's an interesting lesson. And I hope everyone listening can really think about that and look at your life decisions and figure out, are you trying to do too much and not enough for you? Because if that's the case, then you're going to tire yourself out, love, and you deserve better.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I learned that lesson early. So.
Yeah, that was a later lesson for me. That was a very later lesson for me. As you know, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Now we just got to wrap this up. Mm-hmm. And you got to actually tell our audience, why should they read the book? Okay, so ultimately, I think we harped on this a little bit earlier, but I think, at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, right? None of us are Yoda. None of us are green and floating in the sky. And we can all aim to try to get there. But at the end of the day, you need to be your most desired self. You need to be your most intellectual self. You need to be your most thought-provoked self. And
And by reading new content and consuming new insight and wisdom that comes from a different perspective from you, you open up your mind to thinking about things in a new, interesting, and dynamic way. And this book gives you an opportunity to look through the lens of the Woke and Free podcast kind of creationism, because it's a platform we've developed here and wisdom in a world that we're developing. And we welcome you into this world for you to be woke and free in your life, for you to look at your life and identify areas where you can be woke, more woke, where you can be more free, and you can be woke and free together. So that's why they should read the book, because if you want to be woke and free, this is one of the launching leap opportunities to do that.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think people should read this book because it's a self-help book and it provides a multitude of advice over like different parts of people's lives. And I think it's really accessible at the same time. So it's not on some like unattainable level that you won't be able to understand the tips that are spread out through the book.
Yeah.
So that's a really great thing about this. Anybody can read it and understand it. And then I like that the book is sort of jovial in nature. So
yeah, definitely.
you're gonna, you'll be tickled at certain times and yet you'll still be pondering like, man, I never thought of that. And this might actually come in handy.
Absolutely.
So I think some of the tips will stick with you and improve your life. It's definitely worth at least one read, if not multiple.
Oh, multiple. Yeah, they're going to want to go
come
through
back
this
to some of the
times.
tips. Maybe you highlight it or something. Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, guys, you can get the Kindle version or you can get the printed version. And what's really cool is that, like you said, it's easy to understand. And that's a very important point, because sometimes you can read things and it's written in such a convoluted way where you're so turned off from the read itself. There's some books I'm like, really? That's how we have to
straightforward.
I find myself to be a smart person, but I don't find the need to have to speak in the, this convoluted manner to try to demonstrate just how smart I am. Like, that's nonsense. Like, get out what you need to get out. Use bullet points. Like, get over yourself, guys. No one's above anyone. If you're sharing information, make sure it's easily accessible. Otherwise, what are you saying by the way that you're sharing it? Like, so we wanted anyone, whether you are in junior high school or you're 85 years old, to be able to read this book and be like, you know what? These two are crazy, but they have a good point here. So that's where we're at with that.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Cameron has been married for 20 years and worked at the same company for 30 years. He feels that he can do more in life, so wants to read some books to help him on his new journey. Should he pick up the Woke and Free 86 Facts of Life book?
What a very self-interested question. I like this.
Is that self-interested?
I do. I think I like where we're going with this fictional
it was just a question. It's a scenario.
Needs this very real purchase.
This is a dilemma that some people may have in their life.
And their real life, too. Not even their fictional lives. Yeah,
it's actual. This could come up, though. It can. 100%. It is a possibility.
We should actually just walk around with the book strapped to us. Just in case.
For Cameron?
Exactly.
Because we can help Cameron out. And other people like Cameron.
Millions of others, yes.
Yeah.
If not billions. So, absolutely. Cameron, congratulations on your fictional 20-year marriage. That's amazing.
Nice.
Working at a company for 30 years, that's a wonderful feat there. That's fantastic. How many millennials could say they wish for that, right? Like, I can't even tell you how many jobs I've done at this point in my life. So, yay there. However, I would say if he's not feeling fully satiated and satisfied in his life, then absolutely the time to make the change is always now. It's not someday. The someday isn't on the calendar, guys, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, these are dates on the calendar. Or, what you can think of it? Any day that ends in Y is a perfect day to change your life. Every day ends in Y. So
are you sure about that?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thursday doesn't. There you go.
Huh?
Or no, yeah.
You forgot Natasha. Isn't that a day of the week?
Oh, you're funny.
That ends in A.
Nah.
See, so I know I have a Natasha day, so I don't know about you.
I don't know what you're claiming this happens on this day, but I don't know. This might be slightly inappropriate and not woke and free.
Oh, it is? Oh, that's not woke and free to have a day that other people don't celebrate?
And what do you do on this day?
Some people might call it a leap day.
Oh, snap.
I'm just saying, because there's leap days. There may be a Natasha day.
You want me to say something, Khalil?
That happens every 5,000 years. I don't know.
You're funny.
We don't know how often that day comes up, but
Well,
that doesn't end in Y.
Any day of
So
the week.
you want to go by the days that the American standards follow.
Yes, any day of the week is an opportunity for you to change your life, including today, including WokeNFree Wednesday. So, Cameron, go ahead and pick up a book and pick up several. Give them to your friends. Give it to your beautiful wife. Give it to your boss. Get 10 copies. Spread the word and start changing your life today because you deserve it.
Yeah, what's great about the sharing is you could share digital versions too. So
True.
you can gift digital versions away if you want to.
Absolutely.
For that
Especially
person,
at that affordable price. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you actually get discounted for going digital. So you want to save some money, you
And
could
the
go
trees
digital.
and the environment, right?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to distribute it, and you're causing less pollution and less wasted energy. It's probably better to do the digital. But if you have to get that feel of the paperback,
Sure.
and you want to sleep on your books too, I mean, some people might want to sleep with the book by their side,
Osmosis
and they don't want to have the
is a real
Kindle
thing,
there.
yeah.
They want to have like the feel of the paper against their skin. They can do that as well. So there's different things you can go there.
True
And
that.
I think this book, it will be a good kind of stepping stone for him.
Mm-hmm.
It'll help. It'll make him kind of see life in a different new eye. So I think it would actually benefit him. And I'm just being impartial with this. I just feel he should pick it up because it's like, what does he have to lose? Like, he can take a chance on it. He spent the money. He saw the tips and he said, you know what? Even if I'm not following all these tips, 90% of these tips are the best I've ever read. And I'm being impartial there too. Maybe it's not 90%, but either way, I know there's at least one tip in there that he's going to like.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so just do yourself a favor and pick it up, Cameron.
Yes.
You'll love it. And you'll love what you can do now after reading it. You'll feel energized and ready to really start your day off right. And then you might be able to celebrate Natasha Day later too.
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah, so you're
freaky.
so cool. You have a day that's just named after you.
Freaky.
I wish I had a day named after me.
How about Tuesdays now, Khalil Day?
No, see, but then it's
Because Wednesday's WokeNFree Wednesday.
It can't
so
have
you
day. It
change
can't have day on the end though, because then everybody will think it's a normal day.
Day.
It just has to be your name.
It's a day.
It has to be like Natasha.
Come when we come home.
Oh man, we have other things to work on
I know.
besides
I
acting.
don't know the words. I do love that song, and I love Beetlejuice. So there's that.
All right, true. Scenario 2. Shimon is wondering how he can enjoy life more. Would reading WokeNFree 86 Facts of Life provide him that, or would it make him scared of the world at large?
That's a really weirdly phrased question. What's this person's name?
Shimon.
Shimon.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shimon should not fear anything other than fear itself, right? What's on the other side of fear? Nothing. You can overcome anything. And at the end of the day, similar to Cameron, right? What's Shimon got to lose if Shimon is interested in enjoying life more, then this book is going to give Shimon that insight that will make Shimon understand that life can be as convoluted and can be as simple as you make it and want it to be. But there are certain tips that if you follow, you can free yourself from internal conflict and you can launch yourself forward into a life filled with prosperity, with love, with opportunity, and with excitement. Because, we, as you and I always talk about, people are obsessed with negativity. People are obsessed with seeing all the things that can go wrong. But what if you flip the script and you see all the things that could go right? What if you change your network and change the people around you and only spend time with people who make you feel amazing? How different would your life be? And that's what this book is. It's like a friend within these short pages that will help you see life through a lens of humor, through a lens of wisdom and joy. And you'll say, this is something I enjoy reading every year. This is something that makes me feel good when I read it. It's kind of like you're taking our podcast, and keeping it by your bedside every single day. And if you're feeling like, I don't know if I can handle things, this book will help you realize you have everything you need in this world to make the life that you want for yourself. So get ahead with your bad self, Shimon.
Yeah, there's a good way to sum the book, and I think of it as good vibes only book.
Hey,
so it's not like you read it
hey.
and you're just terrified of how stressful the world's going to be. You read it and you get it empowered. You're like, wow, all right, I know how I should approach life now. You get good tips to
Absolutely
change your lifestyle. You don't get like a doomsday kind of book of all the bad things happening on the planet. We're not doing that. We're telling you some ways to get by in this place we call planet Earth. Yeah. So you're not going to be scared reading this book. I'll just get that out of the way, because some people may think that they might see Woke and Free. They're like, oh man, what are they waking me up to? We're waking you up to good vibes only.
Hey,
so come on.
Hey, I have a friend who will very much enjoy that phrase. Waking up to good vibes only.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Might need to come into our t-shirt shop.
True. Scenario 3. Isadora is having a hard time making a big decision in her life. Should she get the digital or the paperback of WokeNFree 86 Facts of Life?
You're a hot mess. Like, all the time, actually.
These scenarios are, like, really tough, too. Especially the last one. That was like, that hit the proverbial nail on the head.
Okay. Okay. Isadora, see? Okay.
See?
Okay, Isadora, if you're having a hard time making a big decision in your life, my apologies, my dear, because I know how that can be. It's very challenging. You know, sometimes people even underestimate the strength and the courage it takes to make hard decisions in our lives, which so many of us are doing on a very frequent basis. So we need to give each other props when, even if they're fictional characters who are trying to make better decisions and decisions in their life that have great impact in their life, fictional or real. And so here, I would say this book would help, and whether it should be paperback or digital is going to come down to whether Isadora's values her ability to help reduce the pollution in this world, and also her affinity to technology, right? So if Isadora doesn't do Kindles, right? If she doesn't like reading things digitally, then buying the book digitally would be useless for her, because she could buy it and never read it because she's like, oh, I don't understand how to read it. Like, if she's anything like my Caribbean relatives, right, who don't necessarily love technology, so, me not want to do it, me not understand it, and that's where it would end. So getting a paperback version for someone who would rather throw a Kindle at the wall is probably helpful if that person is that reluctant to technology. But if Isadora is on top of technology and is like, oh, give me the Kindle, gracias, you know, then she should definitely get that. She should read it, take a deep breath, take a big glass of water, meditate, and know in her heart that she can make the decision that's going to not result in the right outcome, but in the outcome that is going to give her the lesson she needs for this moment. We have to get away from right and wrong, think about lessons and contrast.
All right. I mean, I love this question because for me, let's just do the best of both worlds. And I'm going to be very impartial again. And I would just say give both. Don't take the chance that you miss out on something. Because look, you have the digital for yourself whenever you need it.
Yeah.
Then you buy multiple copies for multiple places you'll be. So like you have one copy in your car. You have one copy at your kitchen. One copy in your bed.
So you totally went in the self-interest
being impartial.
route.
No, but I'm being very impartial. I'm just saying you can buy multiple copies.
You can't even stand looking at real books. So that's hilarious.
I know.
That was a part of your
Well, answer. Yeah. So I mean, now if it was coming from personally.
Yeah, you are
so the thing is,
throw books at me.
I would never, this question, if this question was directed at me,
you're like,
then it's a definitely hard pass on the paperback. Like that's never, I'm not doing that. But the thing is, I don't even think like that. What I see is there a digital available? That would be my question.
Correct.
Is there a digital copy available for this book? That's what I'm getting. You know, that's how I go. That's immediate. So yeah, I would always go digital. But if you're trying to decide between one or the other, what's great about this book in particular is the price. You can get your caramel latte one day and you get a paperback instead, right?
Oh gosh, I mean, our digital book is cheaper than freaking coffee.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why you might get it multiple times. You can even buy multiple digital copies if you want and send it to your friends. I don't know. That's what's so great about this this is a big decision to make, but you know, just get both if it's really that big for you. For me, this isn't big. This is easy. It's just get the digital. But for some people, yes, they may debate. I don't know which I should do. Do both. If that really came to mind, like I don't know then just do both.
That's amazing.
Because at the price, you can do that.
You know, I say the same thing when I'm looking at two pairs of shoes that I really want.
And I will admit it though. Guess what I did? And I did this kind of unconscious. I bought a digital copy of something I've already had twice. I've done that under different platforms. I've done it before just because I wanted to support the author. I've done that.
That's amazing.
So it's like I'm not
You're
telling you to do something that I don't do.
I've done it. I
bought multiple digital copies.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And with that, we just thank everyone who got the book. We definitely have gotten, we appreciate the love and support so far. We look forward to more of you guys getting the book now that you've had this episode and you can listen to this and really dive deep a little bit more in the book. And if you have questions and any thoughts or things like that, or if you feel like we should revisit this for you guys again, please put that in the comments because we want to hear from you and we want to make sure we're serving you in the way that you need, guys. But WokeNFree 86 Facts of Life. You can't afford not to get this book. So with that, it looks like we're at the end, coming to the end of this episode here for the 166th episode of WokeNFree. Trifling.
Baritone.
Do you want me to do my
No,
voice?
please don't. Please don't. Not maybe next time. Let's save something for them to look forward to.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
That was very poignant of you.
This was
No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Discussing WokeNFree 86 Facts of Life. That sounded super scary, so I'm just gonna do that again. WokeNFree 86 Facts of Life.
That was strange.
I know.
It reminded me of a Sesame Street character. I
Ew,
can't put my finger on it.
One?
I mean,
Like the blue person. I don't know their names.
A little bit of the Cookie Monster, but not as
not that
psychotic.
Yellow bird thing.
No, he had a high pitched voice.
Okay,
but the Blue Monster was a little bit deep. But
they scared me. All of them.
Bizarre.
I thought they were monstrous.
No, you like Count Brock or. I was about to call him something, not that.
Yeah.
I think he's Count Dracula. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but it's counting something.
Yes, I remember it's Count something, but I thought they were
He's
all...
like, 1, 2...
Yeah, I thought they were all horrifying. I thought they were horrifying and terrible.
No, you liked... Oh, Sesame Street. No, you liked what's...
Yeah, no. And the Muppets scared me, too.
You like Elmo, Tickle Me Elmo.
No,
he
that's
laughs.
horrifying. Yeah, that's horrifying.
Even though he's a red beast?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, he could be.
Terrifying.
So you would never want to even own those when you were a child?
The only thing I ever wanted was a
they could be scary.
Cabbage Patch Kid. Yep, an American Girl doll. That's...
What about Bert and Ernie, the two men that lived together?
Excuse you?
The male puppets that lived together.
No, I don't know what you were
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
No, they were two male characters. They lived together.
Okay, I don't know what you were.
You don't remember? You don't remember them?
I was watching HBO when you were watching those things.
Those things, okay. The one that taught me how to count to 3.
I also watched Doug. I also watched
You're going
Rugrats.
on. That's all newer stuff. Sesame Street is old, centuries old
Nick
stuff.
at Night.
Now Nick at Night is old. That's
Lucille
old.
Ball Show, right? I Love Lucy. Like,
but
those
that's
were
all old things.
The Honeymooners.
I mean, not old. Those are old.
Shirley and Laverne and Shirley.
Don't mention anything new though. In the 90s.
Yeah,
don't mention anything from the 90s.
Those
Got to
are
go
all
before
things
that.
I watched. I did not watch those children-oriented things.
You did watch Teletubbies though. Of
No,
course.
I've seen parts of it.
That's
also
scary.
Quite terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary.
But we digress. Will we leave you hanging for what our next episode will be about? Drum roll, please.
On our next episode, we will be discussing 21 questions about honesty. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, we're definitely not booking any more guests for 2020. Definitely, we encourage you guys to go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Contact Us page, and please submit to us for 2021 bookings. I know that sometimes you guys like to slide into the DMs or send emails. Best way to get some visibility here on making sure that you can share your platform and your perspective here with WokeNFree Nation is to follow the instructions. Please come through on our Contact Us page. That way we can keep track of everyone and it'll be really good times, guys. And now, of course, if you are interested in hitting us up on social media, feel free. We always are open to having conversations on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Pinterest, on TikTok, all those places, please. At WokeNFree, you'll have a good time in consuming and engaging with us there. And then, of course, any collaborations or sponsorship ideas that you have in mind, where do you go? Contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do. Share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Until next time.
Get the book, guys.